a stolen voice. Can you imagine a world without your voice? Imagine a world where your voice is silenced. This is the devastating reality for women in Afghanistan today. They are living under the oppressive rule of the Taliban, their voices stifled, their rights trampled upon. We must raise our voices in solidarity with the women of Afghanistan and fight for their right to be heard. The world watched in horror in 2021 as the Taliban swept back into power in Afghanistan. The promises of progress and equality for women were shattered overnight. The Taliban's ideology seeks to relegate women to the shadows. This is about the fundamental right of women to exist as equal members of society. The return of shadow. The Taliban's grip tightens. In 2021, the world watched in disbelief as the Taliban seized control of Afghanistan. The freedoms Afghan women had fought for over 2 decades were swiftly stripped away. Girls have been banned from attending secondary schools, effectively denying them access to education. Women have been barred from most workplaces, pushing them back into the confines of their homes. Their movements are restricted, requiring a male guardian even for short distances. The Taliban's actions are a stark reminder of the fragility of progress and the urgent need to protect the rights of women and girls everywhere. The sound of silence, a ban on women's voices in prayer. The Taliban's latest decree has struck at the very core of Afghan women's spiritual lives. They are now forbidden from raising their voices in prayer, even within the privacy of their own homes. This chilling edict is a stark illustration of the Taliban's determination to silence women's voices in every aspect of life. By denying women the right to raise their voices in prayer, the Taliban are attempting to sever this connection, to control their very thoughts and beliefs. This is a blatant violation of religious freedom and an affront to the dignity of all Muslim women. It is part of a systematic campaign to erase women from public life, to confine them to the shadows, and to silence their voices permanently. The Taliban's distortion of faith. The Taliban attempt to justify their draconian measures by invoking Islam. They claim that their interpretation of Islamic law necessitates the subjugation of women. However, this interpretation is a gross distortion of the true teachings of Islam, which upholds the equality and dignity of all human beings. Taliban officials have publicly defended the ban on women raising their voices in prayer, arguing that it is necessary to prevent fitna, a term often misused to denote social unrest or temptation. The Taliban's actions are a betrayal of the true spirit of Islam. The crushing reality for Afghan women. The consequences of the Taliban's oppressive rule are devastating for Afghan women. Their lives have shrunk to the confines of their homes, their dreams shattered, their spirits crushed. The psychological toll of this constant oppression is immeasurable. Women are living in a state of perpetual fear and uncertainty. They are denied access to education, healthcare, and employment, trapping them in a cycle of poverty and dependence. The international community must not stand idly by while Afghan women are systematically erased from society. Our duty to listen and act. The plight of Afghan women is a stark reminder that the fight for gender equality is far from over. It is a call to action for all of us to stand in solidarity with our sisters in Afghanistan and amplify their silenced voices. We can stay informed about the situation in Afghanistan, sharing the stories of Afghan women and raising awareness about their struggle. We can support organizations working to provide humanitarian aid and advocate for women's rights in Afghanistan. We can use our voices to demand that our governments hold the Taliban accountable for their human rights violations. Silence is complicity. We must break the silence and speak out against the injustice faced by Afghan women. The time to act is now.